Welcome everybody to another episode of Live with a lot of
Yep.
chat with Castlescapes and Clone Live. And oh, look at that! Cammy is here. Hi, Cammy. How are you? Uh, so anyway, we discuss everything in the Disney universe. We are moving our show to 5:30 Pacific, so 8:30 Eastern on Wednesdays now. Just because we wanted to get a little bit more earlier, so that people can stay with us. And we're good. Thanks, Cammy. And Laura from Disney Pin Love. Yay!
Hello.
All right, Lauren Ryan, maybe. Hopefully. So anyway, I'm here with my cousin and co-pilot, as always, cousin Rich.
Hello.
How's it going?
This is going all right. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm, hanging in there. I'm going to Disneyland this weekend. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I'm going Saturday and Sunday. And my sister and my nephews, my two youngest nephews, I should say, are going on Sunday, and we are all celebrating your sister's birthday. Yay!
Yep. Woo.
So that'll be a lot of fun. I cannot wait. I'm hoping Scarlet Witch is still out, but I don't know. I haven't seen pictures of her lately.
She was there last weekend.
Okay, good. And I did see video of Sam Wilson as Captain America. So super excited if I get to meet him. And I'll pretty much on Saturday just be stalking superheroes in Avengers Campus. And then I'll go over to Galaxy's Edge a little bit later to see if I can see Boba Fett and Fennec Shand. So that is my game plan. Yay.
When you go, if your sole purpose in Galaxy's Edge is to find Boba Fett and or Fennec Shand,
Yeah.
just hang out in the marketplace. They don't wander past that
area.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do.
I think that allows like the characters to not cross contaminate.
Yeah. That's great. All right. So what do you call that? Sorry, somebody came in and always distract me. I always tell them, do not come in at X time. And yet, every time they come in.
Well, to be fair, this is a news time slot.
Yeah, true. All right. So anyway, how? Anything new with you?
Not really. I mean,
Yeah.
I was at the parks last weekend. I did see. So I don't know how often characters are out, but they're kind of random now, and they're not like in their desert like before during pandemic and whatever. They had designated areas.
Yeah.
Like Captain Marvel was walking around. I saw Sam Wilson walking around. Loki's just walking around.
Yeah.
But then, like, Iron Man will always kind of be where he always is in that little
area. Yeah.
And I think once the Doctor Strange shows start, like, they don't hang out in that area anymore.
Right.
So it's a timing thing. But doesn't seem like, and then, like I said, randomly I saw Scarlet Witch walking around.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and same with like Boba Fett and Fennec Shand.
Yeah.
They kind of just appear and then just walk around.
Right.
So.
Yeah, roaming characters. So. All right. Well, let's get into the program. We've got like a bunch of things to discuss, like kind of a mishmash of everything. Um, we'll start off with the company. Peter Rice, who's the chairman of entertainment and programming, had been fired and he was replaced by Dana Walden. A lot of people thought that he would be the replacement for Bob Chapek. So that's very interesting. Disney's hit the morale has hit a low, and the stock dropped 3.7%. And they said that he was ill fit for corporate culture, which is interesting because again, he was being eyed for Bob Chapek's role.
Yeah. So he came over from 20th Century Fox,
Yeah.
along with the woman who's replacing him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was kind of a weird thing because around the same time the board released a statement saying like, oh yeah, we have all the confidence in Bob Chapek. But it's interesting to note that his contract is up in February, and they have not renewed it yet.
Yeah.
Um, so to me, like, less than a year out, if they were confident in him, there'd be no reason
Mm-hmm.
to not renew it or make
Right.
that known, right? It's not like they waited that long for Bob Iger.
Right.
Um, I still think there's stuff going on, but yeah, the firing of Peter Rice is very interesting in that he's high up there, and usually with these things they maneuver
Mm-hmm.
so that it's not a outright firing. It's kind of like they moved to a different whatever or gave an opportunity to
Right.
do, like leave. You know what I mean? So obviously, I mean that's why like Disney company morale's low, and that news,
Mm-hmm.
you know, hit the stock market. Like I don't know if Chapek has a game plan, but he's in the negative, like publicity wise. He's been in the negative for a very long
Oh
time,
yeah. Yeah.
and he's
Yeah.
not doing anyone. He's not doing himself any favors.
No, not at all. So sad, sad move, but that's his life. All right. Now we'll move into television film. Uh, the Strange World trailer was released. This is the going to be the 61st animated feature from Walt Disney Animation Studios. What did you think of the trailer?
I liked it. I mean, I don't know what's going on at all.
Yeah, yeah, me neither. Me neither. But I like the way that they did it. Like I like the way it started out, and it looked very like sci-fi, retro sci-fi. Yeah, like that right
Yeah,
there, and then the words like that, and then it just pops into this gorgeous color. And yeah, I have no idea what it's about, but I'm going to be really curious to see who who will, like, of Disney's big fans, or just like regular fans, who finds this attractive. You know what I mean? Does that
hmm.
make sense? Like the people who like the princess movies and the simple narratives. Uh, will that be like coming off of Encanto? Um, Cammy says same. It looks interesting, but I don't understand what is going. It's going to be about. And yeah, I think that everybody's feeling that way. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, like they. It's not like they haven't done it. Like, um, Well, I guess Wreck-It Ralph is kind of
Yeah,
princessy ish. Not really. Um,
right.
I'm like I don't. I differentiate. Like it looks interesting. I don't know what it's
Mm-hmm.
about. It's very I get very like Journey to the Center of Earth kind of Jules Verne vibes
Yeah, very Jules Verne.
from it.
So yeah,
I don't
well,
even know.
hopefully,
I don't know. I
huh?
don't even know. I don't even know who voices anything.
Yeah, the only one I know is Jake Gyllenhaal
Hmm.
voicing it. He's the guy who's like, "Oh, I can get out of it right now," or whatever, and she's like, "No, you can't." That's Jake Gyllenhaal. That's the only voice I know. Um, yeah, so they're going to put out a actual trailer. This was a teaser trailer,
Right.
so hopefully we'll get more information later on. All right, so September is coming up, and that means the D23 Expo in Anaheim, California, where it's always been. And I have gone ever since 2009. Every year, I was telling Rich earlier, this is my convention. Like, if I had to pick one convention to go to, it would be D23 for me, just because this is where, like, all the big news that I care about: Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar, and so that's meaningful to me. And anyway, let's just quickly go over the schedule. Friday, there's going to be the Disney 100, hosted by Bob Chapek, which includes the Disney Legends Award ceremony. It's crazy to believe that next year is the 100th anniversary of the Walt Disney Company. Um, then there's a Disney live action, Pixar animation, Walt Disney Animation Studios panel on Friday. On Saturday, we are getting the Marvel and Lucasfilm panel, and then the Disney branded television. And Sunday, we are getting Disney Parks experiences and products, and Disney Princess the concert, which will have acclaimed cast um, singing princess songs and Frozen songs.
I like how they've had to say princess
Yeah,
songs and Frozen songs.
I know it took me a moment when I read that, and I'm like, that's because Frozen technically isn't a princess branded thing. So
I mean, Anna's a princess if her sister's queen, right?
yeah, I mean, but now she's queen, so
Right.
neither of
Right.
them are princesses.
Um, I
Spoiler, spoiler.
yeah. Oh my god. If you've never
Yeah,
seen Frozen
I
2,
know. I haven't seen
Loren
Frozen 2.
just ruined it for everybody.
I did. I did.
Um, I think there's a 75% chance Chapek bows out.
Yeah, I know. I have a feeling that he is too. Yeah, spoiler alert, Cammy. Um, yeah, I have a feeling he is too. I mean, he's just so unliked by Disney fans, and it's just crazy. So,
Yeah, and he doesn't have charisma. And yeah, like
no.
there's this the last thing you want during a D23 Expo is for your CEO to come out and people are just like, ugh,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
exactly.
I don't know. They haven't announced who is going to be inducted into the Legends this year yet, right? Do you know?
No, they haven't yet. They
Okay.
haven't yet. But all I'm saying is, if I don't get into at least one of these panels, I'm going to scream bloody murder, because I am a charter member, and I have been going since 2009, and I just feel like I deserve some kind of loyalty. you know, I'm telling you, I have the worst luck with those stupid lottery systems, and I hate it. And if you had to choose one panel, which one would it be? I have a feeling I know because it's the same one as me.
Disney princess.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I mean, it'd be the Marvel. Well, it's hard because it's both Marvel and Lucasfilm. A lot of
Yeah,
Lucasfilm, a lot of news came out already at Celebration.
yeah.
So, but there's a lot of Marvel stuff I would like to see. The problem with it'd probably be that one because also the thing about D23 is that they don't normally show anything. Like, I mean, they don't show it to the public. Like things
Right.
that happen at D23 don't get broadcast anywhere.
Exactly.
Um, which, considering that Celebration this year didn't also do their like they usually would stream the big panels
Hmm.
minus any footage they show, but they didn't even do that
Yeah.
because I was expecting because I didn't get into I only got into one panel out of all the ones I entered the lottery for. But usually, what they would do is kind of stream it like on a screen somewhere,
Hmm.
which they did not do. It was just hard to get into everything. I don't suspect it's going to be easier at D23 because they did a lottery for everything at Celebration to fill in the arena and two
Hmm.
separate halls. And I didn't get into all of I got into one out of like the 4 or 5 or whatever panels I
Really.
tried to get into. So even like the overflow rooms, um, I couldn't get into. And if
Yeah.
D23 follows what they did before, they didn't utilize the arena.
Hmm.
They use one of the exhibit halls for their big panel. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping at least they move over to the bigger venue over there.
Right.
Um, and follow the same word. I don't know what the attendance is for D23. I don't know if it's as much as Celebration.
Hmm.
Um, but like at one point I would say I didn't like the lottery, but I think it's better than me trying to go there and camp overnight. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm too old to do the thing
Right.
anymore.
Right.
So I don't like. It's not. It's fair in that if you follow the rules, there's no like because they set rules for when you can line up, and no one follows them.
Hmm.
So those guys kind of get in because they can go and wait in a car, stay in the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Um, there's no way I'm gonna do that anymore. So my chances of getting in any like if they did a lineup is slim to none.
Hmm.
Whereas with a lottery, at least I kind of have a fighting chance.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so in the parks, Ms. Marvel has come to Avengers Campus. Yay! And we're going to be talking about her series at the end of this. But I'm super excited. Again, stalking superheroes when I'm there, and she's definitely close to the top of my list. Scarlet Witch. I need to meet Scarlet Witch. So yeah, she's definitely second, and then Sam Wilson. So I can't wait.
Yeah, I just hope they made the costumes. Like I don't understand why that they like once the show is over that they stop coming out.
Yeah, it doesn't make
Like
any sense to me.
Shang-Chi's never out anymore.
I
Like
know.
Sylvie's not out anymore. Variant Loki. Like Loki's there all the time, but like
Yeah,
his
it's
variants aren't there. Like you made the
yeah,
costumes. Like Moon Knight, I don't know, I haven't heard if he's still out at night, but it would make sense. Like these are
yeah,
still Marvel characters. Like you spent money on the suit. Let's bring them out.
exactly,
People will go crazy.
exactly. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But I definitely want to see her. I think that her costume looks amazing and very much like the one
Oh,
in the show, which looks like the one in the comic book.
which we haven't seen this one yet in the show.
Who hasn't what?
We haven't seen this costume in the show yet.
No, not yet, not yet.
Though it kind of suffers from the Breakfast Club syndrome of
No,
having a cast member who's not a teenager,
right, right.
which is always to me it'll be the hardest thing for her. I'm like, if they bring her out, how do do it? Because she's not even just a normal teenager. She's like a freshman, sophomore teenager, not like a senior.
Yeah.
Uh, but is what it is.
All right, so let's move on to Lucasfilm. Uh, so we are going to have a deep dive into Obi-Wan Kenobi at the end of the series, but we kind of want to talk about it during this show. But because we want to give people enough time to see the episode, we're not talking about episode 5 tonight, which aired midnight that night because it doesn't give people enough time. So we're going to talk about episode 4, which we haven't talked about yet. And you want to ask any particular questions since you are our Star Wars guru?
So if you haven't watched Obi-Wan and didn't watch last week's, you might want to
Mm-hmm.
tune out for a second.
Yeah.
But those of you who did and don't remember what happened last week was the rescue from the Fortress Inquisitorius, which was where Leia was being held by the Inquisitors for
Mm-hmm.
interrogation. So, and then Obi-Wan goes to rescue her. So that's the episode. Um, I mean, like I said, we're gonna do a deeper dive into this. Hopefully, friend Thom will join us for it. But if you what are your thoughts on that episode? If you remember it.
I liked it a lot. I thought that, it just shows the kind of how threatening and evil the imperial um, the empire is, because first of all you have Riva who kidnaps a child and inquisits her and interrogates her, and I just think that that alone was very scary. Then you had Vader when he was talking to Riva at the end, and I tell you, they are making Vader terrifying in this series,
Yeah.
which is the way he should be. I mean, who, who wants Vader any other way?
Yeah. Every subsequent appearance by Vader has topped the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Like Rogue One's Vader pales now in comparison to Vader we see in Obi-Wan.
Oh yeah.
Um, I'll have a lot more to say about the series. Like I'm liking the story.
Yeah.
I just have some issues with the technical aspects of it.
Hmm. Yeah. See, I have no issues. I'm enjoying it, but I don't see some of the things that you see.
Right.
Um.
But I'll get it like because it's a thing as a whole. I think.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Bye, Loren, Ryan.
bye. But so far, up to like including today's episode, I am liking the story, which to me is like 90% of what I think
Yeah.
overall. Right, all the technical aspects and whatever are kind of like a 5% of what I think of something, unless it's totally atrocious, which is not.
Right.
Um, So that's how I approach it.
Yeah.
I think at this point, I think I still enjoyed season 1, 2 of Mandalorian
Okay.
over this.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair.
Nothing more than Boba Fett.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well, we'll see how you feel after the last episode, which is next week.
yeah, it's another thing. I think it should be a little bit longer.
Oh, thanks, Cammy.
That's more selfish.
Thanks, Cammy. We just want to, get the information out there to whoever. Like we have different people who are different fans of the Star Wars universe, and so we just like to chat about whatever it is that we can because we're fans of everything.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else on Obi-Wan Part 4?
There's some deep cuts in episode 4 or part 4. I gotta say part 4 because episode 4 is New Hope. So part 4 of Obi-Wan gave a little bit of insight into what happened to some of the Jedi in a very disturbing way.
Yep.
Again, spoilers for it, but like the tomb in the Fortress Inquisitorius, these aren't people who are stuck in carbonite. They're in some weird stasis amber thing. And there's like so far in the TV Disney Plus universe of Star Wars, there's this like overall thread of what happens in the Rise of Skywalker, which is cloning and stuff like that. And I think this might be part of that plot because unless they're just really sadistic and just want to keep the body of a youngling for a trophy, I think, and it's not a carbonite thing, so I think it's kind of like Jurassic Park, right? They look like they're stuck in amber.
Yeah.
So I think they might be experimenting with their DNA and trying to extract midi chlorians or something, because that's what happened in The Mandalorian. Like Werner Herzog was kind of after like Grogu's blood and stuff. So I think that's an overall plot point that's tying everything in the universe at this time together.
Right.
But it was anything that was the one thing I did not expect to see at all.
Yeah.
In a Disney Plus show.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, we will talk more about this in next week and then the week after. We'll do our deep dive, so we'll do that. Anyway, there was an interview with Screen Rant with Taika Waititi, who talks a little bit about his Star Wars film when asked about the status. And he says, that's yet to be seen. I don't know. I'm still writing it. I'm still coming up with ideas and storylining it, and just wanted to make sure that it feels like a Star Wars film. Because I could say, oh, yeah, we'll just write any old thing and set it in space and then put Star Wars on the front, but it wouldn't be a Star Wars film without certain elements and certain treatment. So I've just got to make sure that it slays within the wheelhouse. See, I wanted him to do What We Do in the Shadows as a Star Wars film.
He so he's making the rounds because he's in Lightyear. Like he's one of the main voices in Lightyear, right?
Yeah.
So of course, if you're gonna interview him, a lot of people are gonna ask him about Star Wars. So he's added more things. So we know now that he's not going to set it, or he's not going to use any character that we know. He basically wants to expand the universe and doesn't want it to, like, he doesn't even want to mention anything. Be like, oh, there's Chewie. Oh, there, he wants something that's Star Wars, but not that's far removed. Because even the Disney Plus shows, there's still a lot of ties to what we know, characters we know,
Right. Right.
right? So he wants to make up his own characters, and and this give us stories that are in the Star Wars universe, which is huge, and not have it touch. Because what he said is like, otherwise it just seems small, and he wants what Star Wars should be, which is a little more grand in scale. There's a lot of stuff going on, and if his, you know, like what we do in Shadows and the pirate thing and everything, he doesn't have a grasp on comedy, but
Yes.
like Jojo Rabbit, funny, but is also very dark.
Dramatic. Yeah.
So like I think I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with it as his own story set in the universe that he obviously is a big fan of, right?
Right.
He wouldn't do this. He wouldn't be a character. He wouldn't have directed. He wouldn't have voiced a character, if he didn't have some kind of love for Star Wars. And I'm hoping they give him the opportunity. I think Lucasfilm has kind of learned that it needs to trust in its creators. I think they set up kind of a proving ground with having them direct Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett, so that they know how to work within the Star Wars universe, but then giving them the freedom to make their own stories. So,
Yeah.
hopefully,
Okay.
in like 2 years, we'll have a Taika Waititi film, Star Wars film.
I know that would be really cool. Yeah, I mean, he is one of the most talented directors out there right now. So I think that the fact that he's taking time is a good thing.
Yeah.
All right, on to 20th Century. There was a trailer for Prey that came out. This is a sequel to Predator, right?
I don't know if it's I think it's a prequel, because I think
A prequel.
this is set in Earth's past.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Um, I haven't. Truth be told, I'm not very familiar with Predator, and so, but the trailer looks interesting. Like the fact that you got the Native Americans, and you know, it looks interesting to me. Uh, yeah, what did you think of the trailer?
so like the Aliens slash Predator kind of franchise is always kind of not done well with me
Mm-hmm.
since the 80s. Um, they just never kind of get, I think, the feel right, and the stories are kind of convoluted. But this actually looks good to me.
Right, it does. That's why I'm kind of a little more interested in this than I have been.
Yeah. So like if you're not familiar, like predators are this like um alien species that goes around and they kind of live for the hunt. Like that's what they
Mm-hmm.
do. They are hunters, but like I think they hunt for sport.
Yeah.
So that's what been the plots of at least the ones from the 80s where a predator has come to Earth and is just hunting.
Mm-hmm.
And this seems to be part of that. Same kind of thing, but set in the past. So,
Mm-hmm.
but it looks and this looks cool. And what surprises me most is that it's on Disney Plus.
It is.
This is a Disney Plus
Oh my gosh, that's
movie.
crazy. I thought it would have been Hulu
Nope, that's you can see the Disney Plus logo.
at the end. I didn't even notice that.
Like it's a 20th
Let's
century.
see. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, so it is a Disney Plus
Hmm.
jam.
All right. Well, let's see. You know, let's see what it does. So, all right, let's go on to Marvel. Schreier, is that how you pronounce his name? Jake Schreier is set to direct the Thunderbolt movie. And for those of you who don't know, basically Cammy, who I think is the only person in the audience, um, who it is a team of supervillains who are doing heroic work at the behest of the government, like a shadow organization of the government, I should say. And so, yeah, it's very interesting. Is this the lineup, or is this just
No, this is just
okay, just a
they
comic book?
because they haven't really said. There's rumors that it's Baron Zemo, Ghost from Ant-Man and Wasp,
Yeah,
um, Blonsky, oh my god, what's his name? Abomination,
Abomination. Yeah,
Winter Soldier, Yelena,
right, right,
Taskmaster. I can't remember anyone else, but like, oh, and Patriot, U.S. Patriot. What's his name?
right.
Yeah, U.S.
Yeah.
Agent, U.S. Patriot,
U.S. agent.
U.S. Agent. But they never really said anything more. That like they didn't confirm anything.
Yeah,
But it's one of these things that we've kind of speculated that um what's her name? Julia Louis Dreyfus's character
mm-hmm,
is putting together her own team.
mm-hmm. Yep.
And we thought it was either going to be a Thunderbolts or kind of like a Dark Avengers kind of thing, or the like another organization's version of the Avengers, but
Right.
using less,
Like
not
I know what you mean.
like not as heroic, but like kind of the gray area.
They're getting the job done in the way
Yeah,
in the way that they do. So.
like I mean, like if you want to compare it, it would be almost like the Suicide Squad, except
Mm-hmm.
like the Suicide Squad, they straight up will kill them if they
Yeah.
outline. Like Thunderbolts is a little different.
Right.
But kind of that similar thing. There's people who are morally gray that will do whatever they need to do.
They need to do, yeah.
Right. So, but it's an interesting development. Like I didn't think we'd see it. Like it kind of was stirring. I thought we would see a Young Avengers before we'd see a Thunderbolts.
Right.
But it doesn't make sense since Julia Louis Dreyfus has been in.
Yeah, they've been setting
a couple
that up,
things, right? So
I mean, we'll eventually see all these things. It's just a matter of time. So, Cammy, it was so nice to say I'm your guys' number one fan. I'm always glad. I'm glad you moved the live to earlier because I'm normally asleep by the time you start. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
That really, we really appreciate that, and that's very nice of you to say.
Yeah, we kind of decided to do it because one, I think we have a lot of East Coast viewers, and so we know it's late, and two, like if we kept it on Thursday, we wouldn't do one tomorrow because tomorrow Lightyear is coming out. So all like the movie premieres usually come out
Thursdays.
On Thursdays, so we would always have to cancel the Thursday shows to go see because I'm going to go see Lightyear tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thor next month is all on a Thursday, so we have to cancel that. And it is, it just helps people watch it because we always realize that when we did our Thursday show, people would go to bed like 20 minutes in.
Exactly. And I think the world of you, Cammy, as well. So you're the best. Isn't that crazy? It's coming out tomorrow.
They had the premiere earlier this week.
Or
the weekend, because I know several influencers I follow have seen it.
Yeah, I think it was this week. It wasn't too long ago, so.
I'm also hoping that this weekend the one of the things they gave out at the premiere was I don't know if anyone knows like at California Adventure you can buy the Iron Man gauntlet that's a drink holder.
Mm-hmm.
So they have one, but it's Buzz Lightyear's hand.
Oh, that's cool.
So I kind of want to pick one of those up.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, yeah. Also at the parks, it's Cars Land's 10th anniversary. So they
Mm.
have the Mater popcorn bucket.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah.
I might have to pick one of those up.
So hopefully this weekend they'll be there. So
Yeah.
I think so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so Spider-Man: No Way Home is going to be returning to theaters Labor Day with additional footage, and I'm obviously going to see this version. I loved the original version. It's
Right.
one of my favorite Marvel movies, and I think that it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, they said that stuff no one's public has seen, so it's not like they added the deleted scenes in. These are
Yeah,
new things no one's seen. I don't know what. I have no idea what they're. I don't know how long it's going to be, like how much they're adding in.
right.
Um, like I can't even think of rumored scenes that they filmed that weren't there.
Yeah, I'm not
Um,
sure.
so I don't know. It'd be interesting to
Yes,
see.
yeah, I'm definitely dying to know.
Um, yeah, I'll definitely be going to see it.
Hmm.
The more fun stuff version.
Yeah. All right, and the final thing that we are going to be talking about is Ms. Marvel, and we're talking about the premiere today, even though episode 2 came out. Again, for the same reasons with Obi-Wan, we want to give people enough chance to catch up with the other episode. So basically, the premiere episode was Kamala, sorry, Kamala gaining her powers through a bangle handed down to her by her grandmother. And, there's a mystery that ensues. And what did you think of the premiere?
I always expected I'd like it, and I thought it looked fun,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. Like, I think out of all the Disney Plus Marvel shows,
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely my favorite first episode.
Wow. Ooh, that's
Which beat out WandaVision. I think this
yeah.
WandaVision, like it was still like I don't know what's going on, but this is just like, and especially it's kind of opposite of Moon Knight. Like Moon Knight, the whole series, very Marvel, whatever. But looking back, there was hardly any connection to the Marvel universe.
Mm-hmm.
And Ms. Marvel, like from that first episode, like all the things that happened in the Marvel universe on Earth is
Right.
crazy. And
Yes.
there's no way none of that doesn't affect everything you see and do. And
Yes.
here you see it, especially through the eyes of a fangirl. Um,
Exactly.
and I didn't realize how much of an Edgar Wright influence this show would have.
Oh, so
Like,
true.
it's not an Edgar Wright
No, but
thing,
it's
but
very
it's
Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim, Baby Driver in there, like I can see elements of all his movies in
Yes.
there. Um, and I love the way they portray things using the environment and animation. And it fits her, and like she is Kamala. like
Yeah.
she like the actress is such a like I don't want
She's a
to talk about
living
this.
incarnation of that character.
Like we're not to get into episode 2, but like it just like the last episode, the one that airs today, like just further instills that she is like somehow they plucked this girl
Out of
from reality that happens to be Kamala
exactly
Khan.
like the comic book. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
Wait, before we move on, I just wanted to say, Vicky with 4 exclamation points. Thanks for joining us.
Hello.
Um, yeah, I just really love this episode. I love the vibe. I love the fact that it's like a Scott Pilgrim meets Spider-Man kind of thing going on, but its own thing at the same time. And I think that the cat not only is Iman Vellani, I'm sorry, Iman Vellani, like just so good, but really like Bruno and the family and
Yes.
Nakia and Zoe, they all feel like the characters from the comic book. The nice thing about Ms. Marvel is that she's always had a great like supporting cast. And I love this scene
Yes.
where they're trying to come up with a plan to for her to go to Avengers Con.
Yeah.
It's a,
It's such a
look at that.
great.
It's so well done.
Yeah.
And I love that animation. I
Yeah.
just love it.
This is
Like all
very.
that animation.
Yeah. This is very. They're definitely very Scott Pilgrim, but also just
Yeah.
the cuts and the way it's kind of filmed and whatever. It does remind me of some of Edgar Wright's older stuff. And again,
Yeah.
it's not Edgar Wright, but
No.
you know,
But it feels like it.
it's nice to see someone coming from that kind of school of thought.
Yeah.
Um,
And I
yeah.
like the fact that the director is I think he's Pakistani American. I know that he's South Asian at the very least. And I think that's awesome that more people of color are bringing their voices to that's funny uh, to film, and that it's coming through Marvel. You have Chinese American directors and African American directors and South
Egyptian.
Asia, yeah, Egyptian directors. It's really cool to see that kind of diversity going on. I mean, it took 10 years, but still,
Yeah.
I think that now that they laid the foundation, they can go and tell these stories, which are incredible stories.
And like, it's fun, but there's also a lot of heart in this. Like
Oh yeah,
the scene where her parents agree that she can go to Avengers Con, but her dad has to accompany her.
yes,
Uh, like it was awesome at the same time, like heartbreaking for the dad.
I know, like that
I'm like,
expression on its
I was
face,
like, oh,
or a boo.
like come on, man, your dad dressed up as the Hulk the
Yeah,
day before, so it means he would have to take all that off
yes,
and then put it back on.
I know, I know, and
Like
it was
imagine, like can imagine my parents being like, "Yeah, let's go dress up as like Chewbacca and go
right.
to." I'll be like, "All right, let's go." But
Yes,
teenagers.
exactly. Yeah, it's really great, Vicky, that there's so much more diversity in Disney film for sure. Like all over the place. I mean, even like I'm looking at Disney Plus, and they have a Pride section
Yeah,
where they have all the kind of Pride movies and episodes, and with featuring LGBT characters. I mean, like it's just so amazing that we're living in this time. Um,
yeah, and then once hopefully at some point we don't need to kind of point that out. It's just normal. Like
mhm,
the diversity is the new norm. We don't have to think
exactly.
twice about, oh, this is the first woman director. Oh, this is the first Pakistani, like whatever. It's gonna be like, this is how the world looks.
Yes, for
Uh,
sure.
yeah, but yeah, I 2 episodes in, I so far I do think this might be my favorite Marvel show.
Wow, those are big words, and I'm here for it. It's so hard because I actually love all of the shows,
Yes. Yeah.
and it's so hard for me to pick one. But I definitely do believe that this is high up on my list. Um, I don't know if anything can knock WandaVision out for me, just because that was the first, and it was so crazy the way that they did it. But it brought so many fans, like people who were not Marvel fans before,
Mm,
into Marvel fandom.
yeah.
And so I'll always appreciate it for that.
I mean, yeah, it's like the movies. They are all very different in different genres, even
Hmm.
though it's like the overall comic book stuff.
Yes.
Like I can't really compare Ant-Man to Winter Soldier. I
You
can't,
can't.
I
Yeah.
can't compare. I can't even compare Ragnarok to Dark World.
Yeah,
Like it's such a
exactly.
different vibe and whatever. And like this, where where Falcon Winter Soldier felt very much like a Marvel's MCU TV show.
Hmm.
Hawkeye kind of did, but also there was like a little bit of a almost like Christmas movie vibe
Yeah.
to it. WandaVision was just crazy out there.
Right.
Moon Knight was kind of like Indiana Jonesy type thing, and this feels like a fun teen movie
Yeah.
show
Definitely. Yeah, show. Yeah, show.
with just superheroes.
Right.
Yeah, and
So
I can't wait to do a deeper dive into this as well.
me
So,
too. Me too.
yeah.
All right. Well, anything else on Ms. Marvel that you would like to discuss?
The only thing I would say is Wednesdays are very hard because I literally stay up to watch Obi-Wan and
I
Ms.
know.
Marvel.
Me too. I was up until 1:40 in the morning watching both of them.
Yes.
So
And I do it in that order because I know Obi-Wan's will be kind of like heavy. So I
right.
finish it with Ms. Marvel, which brings me back into the light, so to
Yeah.
speak. But like even last night, I was like, all right, I'm tired. No, I gotta watch it. And then once I'm in it, I'm in it. So
Yep.
and it's not gonna go. I don't think it's gonna go away. Like we're gonna have so many
No, but
She-Hulk,
it's only going to get more
She-Hulk,
crazy.
Andor's gonna be on Disney Plus for 12 weeks.
Yep.
So lots of stuff to
Yeah.
talk about. I think our thing of not because I think like when the other shows came out, we'd talk about each episode at
Yeah.
length every week to week. I think saving it for like the end
Right.
makes it a little easier for us. So
Yep.
um I can't recall. Do you know how many episodes there are for
I
Ms.
think
Marvel?
there are 9.
9,
Yeah, I think there are 9 for the show.
hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I can't, and like I think this is the only. Well, I guess Captain America, but we've seen them in movies already. But like we don't know if Moon Knight's gonna show up in a movie,
He will.
but we definitely know that Kamala Khan is going to be in the Marvels.
Yeah, he's one of the Marvels.
Yeah, like I don't know if you saw like Brie Larson, who plays Captain Marvel, shared a picture of her on a Zoom
Talking to
call
her.
with her.
Yes.
Uh, so this drives home like this girl who we're seeing in this like very cartoony animated fun thing is going to be in a MCU movie with
Mm-hmm.
Captain Marvel and uh, Monica,
Yep.
and I can't wait to see what that
Yeah.
is.
And I think and they've always managed to mix styles. Like with Infinity War, you had Guardians of the Galaxy in with you know Doctor Strange and Iron Man and so forth. So they mix uh, genres and vibes and things like that. So obviously, I'm here for it. I'm totally here for
Yeah, I would love if the Marvels played around with like anything told from Kamala's point of view. It's done
it.
in her show style, but then
Yeah,
like overall it's still an MCU movie. Because I think if that works, it opens up to bringing Deadpool
yeah.
into other titles with other
Hmm.
characters. Like he's such a different kind of character, breaking the fourth wall and stuff.
Yeah, he's always breaking the fourth wall.
That if they can manage to kind of mix these two different concepts, that there's room for Deadpool to hang out with some of the other more serious Marvel
Yeah,
characters, but still maintain his Deadpooliness.
yep,
Yeah, so hopefully.
yeah. All right. Well, wow, we've been finished under an hour. Woo! This is the way that I kind of like it because I think that it's hard to watch like a long show.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for staying with us, and we really appreciate you guys. If you aren't subscribed, although I know that the two of you are subscribed, please do subscribe. If you're watching in replay, hit the bell for notifications, and so that way you'll know when our live is going on. And thank you, Cami,
Thank you.
and hit the bell for notifications, and do like this post.
And leave
Yeah,
some
yeah, just
comments like what did you guys like about Obi-Wan? What do you guys like about Ms. Marvel? What are you
yeah,
thinking?
yeah. Leave us some comments about that.
If you have any
And
questions for me about Obi-Wan.
yes, yes. Cousin Rich is a fountain of information.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, we will see you later. Bye.
Yep. Catch you on the flip side. Once again, I'm not ready. All right. Bye.